Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a supernatural video stories. I had lost my audio somehow. I guess Discord doesn't like to have screen record, or at least the sound. But basically, I am recording with a guy named Xander. I'm gonna get his Twitch out. He wanted me to link it out, but I let him start with the first two videos. His first video was about deja vu, basically, but on a higher level. So he was in 5th grade, right? And he somehow saw what was gonna happen like 3-5 days later, maybe even a week. The first sign of this was he had went to bed and I guess dreamt of having a quiz on a Thursday night, and it's a very specific day for him to know. And then when he got to school, or he studied on Wednesday, and when he got to school, his teacher was saying, "Okay, class, we're about to have," and then he stood up and said, "A pop quiz." He's like, "Right, yeah," and he already knew all the answers to the question or the quiz because they've already went over it before. So obviously he got 100. The second story he told, the second story he told was about him on another level of slow motion and strength. Basically, he was Superman. Or how he described it was Superman. So, during classes, he would notice that people were in slow motion. Like the Flash, if y'all have ever seen Justice League, you would know the Flash ran by Superman that just came to life. And he saw Superman in slow motion and Superman just looking at him. That's how I'd picture it. But, this was happening often, so it was kind of weird. And then, so when he would play football, he was playing on the team, and there's somebody already near the end zone, and somehow he thought he was jogging and made it all the way to the end zone. Or this woman was recording, and she flashed towards him, and then when she went back, he already tackled the dude. And she said, she went to his dad and said, "Is this your son? He has a future in playing football." And when he watched the video himself, he noticed he was going faster than usual, and the dude was really big. The next story I told, it was of my friend's. She couldn't make it, but basically she had a cat that would hiss at a doll that her little sister had. Now, this was consistent. Every day she would come home and the cat would just be hissing and looking at the doll. It's really weird. She kept on doing this till one day she wanted to get rid of it, and I guess they threw it away, but somehow it ended back up in her house. It was very creepy. If it was me, if I would have gotten rid of it and it would show up again, I would have burned it. because that's really creepy, because this reminds me of another story of mine. This is mine. My sister had a doll that was like 4 foot tall, basically a little bit under half of me, and she would always put it in my mom's room. Now, I don't really believe in superstition or anything like that, but this was very weird. Every day, my mom would ask me to go get her something from the room, and the doll would be sitting there. Now, what was weird about it was I could have sworn the doll was facing the bedboard, and somehow it was facing me and just looking straight at me. I got scared, ran out of the room with whatever my mom asked me to get. And that was basically my only encounter with, I guess, the supernatural. I wouldn't really call it supernatural, but more of maybe it was already sitting in that position and I just didn't notice. I'm very forgetful. And then afterwards, he told a story of somehow stopping time, but nobody else was stopped. So basically, something called out to him to point at the clock, and it would stop time. Keep in mind, everybody was walking normal. Somebody had witnessed him looking at the clock, so they looked at the clock. And he reached out, and out of nowhere, the clock had stopped. And it was very odd of how he just knew that he had to look at the clock, point at it, and just stop it right there. And then when you let down your finger, it starts ticking again. I found that really extraordinary. About the next story he told, somebody was gonna throw a pencil at him. He called it, or he had a feeling, he called it like spidey senses, but on a lower level, to where it wasn't headache pain because it wasn't on his head. He felt like a specific sharp pain on his neck, pounding harder every time on his neck. And he just had a feeling to turn around and catch a pencil out of nowhere. He didn't even know that this was happening because at the time he was facing a different direction, which was kind of weird. So that was cool, I guess. But the fact that he knew that he had to turn around was quite weird. And then another story that my friend had told, she was gonna go on vacation. Her dad told her to get in the car, get ready. Well, she heard something running around the car, and she went outside the car and said, "Hurry, Dad, get in the car, we're gonna be going soon." Turns out there's nobody. Okay, I had to unrecord right quick. Well, anyways, there's nobody outside the car, so she got scared, ran inside. This was kind of weird because then right after, before she ran inside, she felt a weird chill go through her, feeling like it was trying to pull her. I think, don't know. May have heard the story wrong, but that sounds interesting, so. And then, this is coming close to the last story of the day. There's this guy, he was playing football at the time. He's a junior right now, but later on in like 8th grade, he was playing football, and how our school is in his school is if you clean up your mess after a game, y'all wouldn't have a hard time. Well, apparently this dude named John that he called for the moment was a dude that just didn't like him and was your average bully. I would say he described it differently, but I would say it was a bully. I don't know why he got mad at this, but he did. He was mad at the fact that he was picking up clothes, but his back was turned towards him, and he was gonna quote unquote donkey kick him, but later on his brother had came in. His brother had came in and ruined it, but I told him I would crop it out. I'm not really gonna get into it, but anyways, let's see. Oh yeah. Apparently everybody else knew that he was gonna hit him. He didn't really kick him. I would say more of wanting to slap or punch his head. Everybody knew that it was gonna happen. I would say the other football players didn't like him either, to where they just got out their phones and started recording. Well, he got his little spidey sense pain in his neck again and dodged his punch, which people thought it was phenomenal that he dodged it. But right after he dodged it, he grabbed his arm and twisted it behind the dude's back. Keep in mind, the dude is way taller than him and stronger. So, obviously, this was kind of embarrassing for the other dude. It became the news of the school year. And everybody was talking about it for like a few weeks until like they forgot about it. Now, I've told him back to the first story that I just said that he told me. I've had deja vu before, but not as consistent as his was. He says that he still, time to time, get these glimpses of the future, which I believe him. There's no reason for him to lie for me to have a good video. He wouldn't really care. But basically, I've had glimpses of where I'd fall asleep and then like 2 days later, a teacher would say something or something would happen, and then like a few months later, I'd realize, hey, I've dreamt of that. But mine wasn't as consistent as his. Mine was like a few months apart, maybe a year, and then a week. So it wasn't really as consistent. His was like mostly every day, which was kind of weird. And then about the last story I have for today, this is really the last story. Like I said, I don't really believe in the supernatural, so this is kind of weird. I've heard of people that played like the Ouija board, and I was watching someone on YouTube that played it at like a haunted hotel, and it was telling them, or it was basically just messing with the electricity and making them frightened, but that's not the story. The story is, I didn't even use the Ouija board. I don't know why I included that, but I just wanted to. Let's see. Okay, at my old house, I've had, weird incidents where there was this door that was open and there was always a cup or a picture within it. and every item in a specific spot would fall down. I don't think really nothing of it, more of that maybe the flooring was slanted a bit to where from time to time stuff would fall and we would always have the fan on. I think of it as a coincidence. If you would like to share any videos that you may, or any supernatural things that you've occurred, you can tell. But I don't really have anything else to say. I forgot what his Twitch thing was called, but I would find out for you. I'll get a link in the description. I'll give a link to this Discord and my Discord. This is another girl's Discord that I just hopped on. Let me see if he had told me any other stories. Okay, back to slow motion. His slow motion story. I found it kind of interesting that time was going slow for him. Like, basically down the hallways, he would walk and people were going slower than him. Oh wait, I haven't told this story yet. He had this homework assignment to turn in. It was like a quiz. And apparently he had got up and turned in the paper. Well, nobody saw him, I guess, and this girl asked him that sits right next to him, did you turn in your paper yet? And he said, I did, I just walked up and turned it in. She said, I didn't see you. Well, he told me that basically, what am I gonna say? Oh, she sits in front of him and she was looking right at him. So the fact that he just got up and turned in the paper while she was looking at him was kind of weird. And why people are walking slow for him is also weird. And back to the football story of when he was tackled that one dude. As he's playing, he would never run out of any stamina. He could run 4 miles without stopping or running out of breath. So he was perfectly fine the whole entire game. So that was kind of weird as well, because I know I've played football and you get tired easily. And it's pretty cold outside, so it messes with your breathing even more, so that's kind of weird as well. Well, this is the end of the video, but his Twitch will be in the description. My Discord, his Discord, or Pashmir's Discord, we're both on hers, would be in the link. My Snapchat would be in the description as well. The description is the arrow thing. If you don't know already, I can't show you right now, but that would be in the description if you want to play Among Us with me and my friends, or tell some of your stories that have happened that are kind of weird. I would encourage you to tell me some of them. I'd very much like to hear them, and I would include them in a video. Doesn't matter what kind of video, but if I'm like talking and crap, it will go great. Other than that, I don't really think that there's anything else. No, but as you're seeing or looking up, his name is Shazam Light 22. Xander couldn't make it. I just realized that I said Xander was the person telling the story, but no, it's Shazam Light 22. I got a few more minutes left, so well, from now on, y'all will be listening to some random stuff. Not, I'll just end the video here, why not? Well, other than that,